All right, everyone. I want to talk about the New York Times censoring Alex Jones's new book, The Great Reset. Now, everyone's either seen or heard of the New York Times bestseller list. They claim to be the authoritative list for best-selling books in the United States. However, there's been a little bit of an issue lately where they have actually excluded not just any book, but the best-selling book in the United States currently, and that is The Great Reset and the War for the World by radio host and conservative commentator Alex Jones. Now, according to the sales data, the total pre-orders from August 10th to August 30th were a little over 24,000 copies from Amazon itself, and 11,297 copies were ordered during the week of publication. So it sold a little over 36,000 copies in total. Now, when the list was published, this book was not on the list. It's not that it just wasn't on top, it just wasn't there at all. So you had a book that sold 3,500 copies that was on the list. You had a book that sold 13,000 copies that was on the list. So they're just trying to blackball this book. I guess they don't want to give Alex Jones the attention, but he's getting more attention because people are calling them out for not having the book on the list. And this isn't the only example of them excluding something that goes against their worldview. Newsmax contributor, Trump advisor, longtime pundit Dick Morris has a book out that's called The Return: Trump's Big 2024 Comeback, which sold a number of thousands of copies, sold more than other books that were on the list, and it was not included on the list at all. Now, the New York Times does have some conservative and right-leaning books on their list as these books come out. So it's not like they exclude everything, but I guess they just pick and choose. So we can file the New York Times bestseller list under fiction because they're not giving their readers, their paying customers, an accurate representation of the most popular books in the country. And I found another example that was very timely from 2015 when Ted Cruz, U.S. Senator, presidential candidate, came out with a book called A Time for Truth, and he sold over 11,000 copies in the first week, which was more than 18 of the 20 books that were released that week, and it was not on the New York Times list. Now, obviously, they were looking to bury that because he was running for president and he's not somebody that they like. So again, the list is totally bogus. They should just print the best-selling books and leave it at that. There's other publications. I believe these books were included on a number of other best-selling lists. So if you're looking for this kind of information, I would stay away from the New York Times because clearly they have an axe to grind. And look, whether you love Alex Jones or hate him, his book is selling. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So I would definitely be leery, especially when the New York Times, they talk about misinformation. Well, here's a very blatant example of that. I'll see you on the next one.